Face on a shirt, photoshopped in a scar. Can't think straight, I'm wasting my time. I know that I'm sick, you think that I'm crazy. I know what you think, but
Talk about your story. People forget that a massive part of life is being creative and having an outlet for all the things that you maybe feel like you can't talk about from day to day, or you don't have people you can talk about, and I think music's the perfect thing for that.
They say, you've changed, you're switching. I've been the same, I'm just different. Still cheeky, still take the piss and spin these hits, but...
You know, he's not just a rapper, he's a genius. He does about 5% rap. Everything like, in his time in music is about 5% of it's rap.
My brother, when it heats up, no, you gon' melt like butter.
He does everything, he wears many hats, he just can do whatever the hell he wants. The majority of what he does is making beats, helping other artists with their projects.
Nerve is top-notch, he's mad as. I've been listening to him for ages.
He's a versatile guy. The fact that he's a huge beat maker and an artist and does so many things in the community and with his art is dope.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Nerve. I got something really exciting coming that involves you, me, and this studio. Stay tuned for more.
A lot of young people, they're looking for an outlet. Unfortunately, a lot of the young people that I end up dealing with, one of those outlets is alcohol and other drugs. And in many cases, it's honestly not surprising. It's not the only option young people are left with, though.
So the big news is, I'm partnering with Anglicare Southern Queensland. Tell us what sort of music you want to ideally be making and what's stopping you from getting there, and you could win a full day in the studio with us.
One thing that has a significant impact in young people's lives is music, especially that music that's produced by a lot of small, independent and local artists. A lot of people can connect with a lot of that music because that form of music often tells a story.
Hey guys, so what's holding me back is money.
I've been struggling with like ADHD and anxiety for a while.
just the last sort of few months just been a really dark place, but I still have that.
The entries we've received have been awesome. A lot of passion, a lot of charisma, a lot of creativity.
Hello, my name is Lawson. I am 19 years of age, currently living in Brisbane, but originally reside from Mackay, North Queensland.
You know, me and my business partner, Smack, have been trying to cultivate a studio space for the last couple of years.
My artist name is Scapegoat. My real name's Jay.
And this is kind of where we have a safe space for our friends and people we know to come in and make music and express themselves. So this is the perfect space for something like this, I reckon.
My artist name is Ethan Zending. As a kid, kind of, had it rough.
I wanted to partner with Anglicare because I have definitely had to deal with situations where I've had friends and people close to me, go a bit off the rails, and it's affected a lot of the people around them, including myself.
Youth in Charge is a counselling program that Anglicare Southern Queensland offers. It's a program for young people who are looking for support around changing or managing problematic alcohol and other drug use.
And I think a lot of this stuff comes from just not being able to see a path forward. Alcohol and substance abuse masks that for a lot of people. So I think being able to have a clear vision and a path to where you want to be is a massive thing for that.
Anglicare Southern Queensland's Youth in Charge program is unique, not just in terms of the clients we support, but also in the way it's delivered. The program is client-orientated. Our counsellors are purely there to support the change and goals of the clients. We assist with zero judgment, providing clients with the skills and resources that they need to establish their own goals and their own changes.
I've been doing music for a long time, but it's rare that you come across an experience where you can really dig into the community around you and positively affect the community around you,
Recently, I've teamed up with Anglicare to run a competition where the winners will receive a free day in the studio with me to make whatever music they want. Over the weekend, we went through hundreds of applicants and picked 4 winners, and I just gave them a call to let them know that they won. This is how it went. Hey, is this Jerome?
Oh, what's up, man?
Oh, bro, mind blowing. I go back to where I'm from with a photo with him, everyone would be like, exploding,
Hello, this is Lawson speaking.
I just wanted to let you know that you're one of the winners of this ASQ competition.
Oh, slag, get the
When I first got the call, it was still like I was in a bit of shock, but I still couldn't believe that like out of all the people they chose me. Like throughout my life, it's just been bad luck, so it just didn't seem real to me.
Like he helped so many people, and it wasn't surprising when I seen it was him doing this.
My whole life, I can remember 6, 7, 8 years, been loving rap, making music, writing songs, loving it.
Making music to me it was cathartic. It was the only way I knew how to let out the things that I felt were plaguing me.
Music to me it's always just been like a way to express myself, especially growing up. Just didn't really have a lot of people around me to talk about personal stuff to, so I found music was a way to, express myself.
It's a vibe, It's like everyone loves music. It inspires me and inspires others.
With all the winners today, we just want to get them in the studio, get a little bit of time recording each of them, see what sort of music they want to make, try and make it the best it possibly can be, and hopefully everyone walks away with a professional quality demo and they can, show their friends and maybe release it, do whatever they want with it, and just show them what it's like to record in a proper studio with someone who I guess knows what they're doing, apparently. That's me.
He reframed the culture. Like, growing up, I was ashamed about some of the shit that I grew up through. Going to school, you're like hiding it. You're putting it away because people are going to judge.
All right, super keen to get started. Gonna go meet the competition winners now and get stuck into it. Let's get it.
So growing up, listen to a lot of Oz rap. I'm trying to mix that with some melodies, some auto-tune melodies kind of. Growing up, sing nerves, spin on some.
Pop out on the scene. Go on, bro. Nice to meet you too, bro.
How you doing, bro? How are we? We good? Oh, gee, how you doing? How are we all feeling?
Oh, it was pretty surreal. I was like, just kind of staring at him like, is that really Nerve? Wow. Oh, now he's talking to me.
I'll be keen to just listen to whatever you've got and we can just jam. I can play some beats. You can show me what beats you want to do. Yeah, don't mind the cameras. We'll just get busy with it. It'll be sick. My G's. No, it'll be sick, man. Let's get it popping. We're gonna go up and hit the studio. I definitely suffer a lot from imposter syndrome sometimes when I'm in situations like that. And as soon as I walked in, they all lit up and they were super excited. And I was like, okay, cool. So this is real. Like, they're excited to work. We're all on the same level as humans, so I don't expect it. But then when I see it, it makes me feel better about my work and it makes me inspired to help them as well. And seeing how excited they are makes me feel like, oh, I'm making a difference for these kids.
This is the control room in here. He's loving it. Yeah, so this is where it all happens. In the booth. Yeah, the Persian rug. Yeah.
And when it comes to making music, as soon as that beat starts, you're free. It's like the world's your therapist, bro,
I'll show you the booth too. I'll show you the booth too. Come through.
Music made me aware of things I didn't realise were bothering me, And growing up, I didn't have it the best, I didn't have it the worst, but I felt really good knowing I could create something tangible from the problems that I had.
One challenge I always faced was just there's a lot of pressure at home. It was a lot of verbal and physical abuse. It was just hard to let them know what I was going through. And music was the only way for me to kind of get that type of stuff off my chest.
Now that you guys have seen the space, who wants to jump in first?
Yeah, let's get it. I'll go first.
Yes, my G, let's get it. You're going next. Hey.
I was the ex-criminal myself. I hang around the wrong crowd, the background. There's a lot of family that have been doing a lot of bad stuff throughout my years. They've peer pressured to the point where I got the addiction.
Yeah, easy as. Just let me know when you're ready.
I changed because I actually did love music. Hip-hop is my thing, And every time I would rap, it made me go out less. I was more in the studio than leaving out.
Call with nerve hitting curves, say you thought I slipped. Started from the bottom, I ain't stopping to the mountain tip. Thought I was gonna stop to the top, yes, go run it.
I got 2 daughters, so they inspire me a lot. They told me to push myself more.
Clean.
Yo.
Let's go. I think that it's a big thing to be on track. And I think a big thing with youth is maybe not knowing where they're on track to. And I think one of the biggest things in life is finding out where you're on track to, because once you know, you'll find a way. All right, so Jerome went in, slapped out 2 bangers. Keen as, my G, Townsville Biggie. Let's go. So we're gonna get you in, Jay. So let's get it popping and smash out a couple of demos. Let's go, see how it sounds.
So the reason that I called myself Scapegoat, I grew up around people who were heavily using ice. So these people will be up their own lives and they will look for any reason, cause, person to blame. And I felt like I was a scapegoat for a lot of people's issues.
Can you hear yourself?
Yes, sir.
And you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All good.
Let's go.
I'll just drop you in and we'll just do a test run and see how we go.
All right, brother, let's do it. I've been turning back to this, getting so blind that I cannot tell whether
I was ashamed of it growing up. There is a sense of embarrassment, especially when you're surrounded by people who don't seemingly go through the same issues. Speaking to someone who can understand you and not from a judgmental point of view, speaking to them does take a burden off of you. It's a shared experience.
When it comes to dealing with young people, they've often found themselves unable to reach out or talk to somebody else. And that could be for a multitude of different reasons. They might not feel supported from the people around them, whether that is from friends or their peers, or even in a lot of cases, their family members. And as a result, they feel isolated and alone and unable to talk to someone.
A lot of times isolation, I think, is the root of problems. People need connection in their life, and you do connect with someone if you like their music.
Do you reckon we could move on to the next beat?
Yeah, that's cool. If you just want to lay down as much as possible. Jay, if you want to come out here, we'll play some more beats.
I originally got into making music just because making music was like my only way to vent, really. I like knowing that it could potentially have an effect on other people. I've had people say that they could relate to the music, and knowing that they could relate to it is a beautiful thing.
A lot of other young people are having those similar thoughts and feelings as well. So it just might encourage others to talk about it openly as well. It's a way of acknowledging their experiences. It's almost like a therapeutic space for them. Also to encourage others to do so as well, or have a outlet to be able to express themselves without judgment.
I'll try and get like a basic structure enough to record, and then we can clean it up. That already works, eh? That already works.
He knows exactly what he's doing. There was one beat that we couldn't sort of acquire, so he made one on the spot for me right there and then. And I thought, fuck, he just did that on the fly? Awesome.
A lot of people grow up in really tough situations, and you know, sometimes all you need is like a little hand to get you on the right path. And when I was young and making music, there were little stepping stones that helped me find a clearer path to where I want to be. And I want to be that person for other young people in the community as well.
That's sick. That sounds fresh, bro. So, did some stuff with Jerome, did some stuff with Jay. Now we're gonna get it popping with Ethan. What's the vibes on this one?
Kind of deep but melodic.
Yeah, sick. No, I reckon we'll just get in there, play around with some sounds, find a spot where you feel comfy, because you were saying you haven't done studio in front of like heaps of people, eh?
No.
And now we got cameras and we got all that stuff.
It's a bit of a shock.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. Like, first time I ever went in a studio and it wasn't like my bedroom, I was like tripping. But the main thing is just getting in and like mess up, because like I mess up all the time when I'm doing my stuff, and like it's more just like about the process and getting comfortable. So whatever makes you feel comfy with it. So I reckon that'll be sweet. So I'll get you set up in here. Let's get it. Let's go.
At the moment I live by myself. Pretty much when I was like 16, I remember coming home from like a parent-teacher interview thing, and my parents asked me what I think I want to do in the future, and I said, music. And they just bombarded me. And then my mum was like to me, well, if you don't go to uni, then you got to leave the house as so left the home, and yeah. So it didn't really feel like I could speak to any of my mates at school about it either. I remember one time, like, I think I tried telling some of my mates, I just got into a fight with my dad the night before, and they kind of like, maybe poked at it, made fun about it, when I was like actually trying to call for help.
Hard, bro, hard. How you feeling?
Yeah, that was good.
They sometimes feel like they're being burdened with this expectation of, what are you going to do? What are you going to study? Are you working? And that sort of pressure on a young person's shoulders during that transitional phase often creates a tremendous amount of stress, depression, anxiety, especially when they turn 18. Things like alcohol, cigarettes, gambling become so much more accessible. It becomes legal. And as an outlet, a lot of young people turn to those things.
When we grow up, a lot of the times it feels like we're being pushed towards academia, trade and everything like that. But I think people forget that a massive part of life is being creative and having an outlet. Anyone that I know that has a creative outlet to do this stuff is using it as a form of therapy for themselves. And I think it's a huge thing. It helps people work through, it helps people share their stories, and it helps people overcome the problems that they're talking about or that they're expressing through whatever form of art they're doing, whether it's music or physical art or photography or anything,
Ethan just smashed that, bro. Everyone's got mad different styles. It's sounding sick. So we're gonna get stuck into your stuff, Lawson, now. How would you describe what the vibe is for this one?
I'd say just upbeat, bro.
Upbeat, fun. Yeah.
It makes you feel like you're the...
Hey, that's how I like it, bro. It's gotta be, it's like confidence, but it's infectious, you know what I mean?
Act like it doesn't really get to me, because that's how I've been taught, and that's how I've always been. And truth be told, I'll go home, bro, and there's been nights I've just cried, like, where do I belong?
All right, ready when you are.
I'm proud to be Aboriginal. People would come and, you're trying to prove yourself to them. How are you Aboriginal? You're whiter than me. Man, just those select few phrases that I've heard my whole life have just been burnt in my skull. Number one biggest thing, my dad left. And then he left when I was about 11, so I was up in Mackay and it was just me, my sister and my mum, only bloke there. No real male role models in my life, and didn't deal with it in the right ways, started hanging around wrong people, going out, being a nuisance, I felt like my whole life, bro, has been, he's gonna be nothing, he'll be nothing.
He's just talking to him. He's full just talking to him, mate.
A lot of distractions there. That's all my mates do there that are still there is just drink every weekend. I've got mates who, got caught up and, they don't have money and they started selling drugs and stuff like that. I've got mates like that. I'd be having a rough day and I'd be, I'd have my run-ins with substance abuse and stuff like that. Anyone can be around and be your mate when when your life's going good. There's people who stick around when your life's not going good, and, all my Indigenous liaison officers that, really, they're just in my corner, man, and they'd tell me, what I'm doing wrong, but they don't curse you out for it. They want to know why. Like, they want to fix it with you. I feel like this is a huge step in the right direction. I've struggled with a few things in my life. I think all the boys here have struggled with a few things, and it's a good opportunity to show other people, like, look what you can do, like, this is, don't get too caught up in anything. You can do whatever you want. Being scared to take that first step, and now I've just thought, everything starts with that first step. You got to take it, bruh.
Get you creds, I still don't give a f***, I'm splitting, even though I just copped a 3.5 and I'm still spliffing.
My bro, my bro, that was sick. Bro, it's not the finer things, it's the minor things. Yeah. That was killer.
A lot of them that come into our service have all faced some form of disadvantagement or been marginalised in some way. Generally, there's some form of trauma. So a lot of young people I sort of see that have trauma responses. And that's around their self-regulation. That's when we kind of see their behaviour patterns turn into not always the best choices.
Whenever I cross paths with young people that are brave enough to connect with us in our service, I always make it clear and I set the scene very early that it's okay to talk to. I can be the one person that they can trust to share their thoughts and feelings with.
At the end of the day there, my session, I was the last one, so I had a half a song worth of bars written. Asked him for a beat, he put up a beat just like it was nothing.
Yeah, so that was completely unplanned. Jerome just said, that's sick, I want to rap on it.
I believe it, buddy. Yeah, let's do it. I'm hard, bro. See him, bro. Let's do it.
My G, he's coming in with the fast flow.
Then Bala Jerome jumped on it, killed it, then bang.
In the middle of that, Jay walked in.
Bro, is that a collab?
Yeah. Bang, killed it.
And then they all looked at Ethan like,
Ethan, you have to get on there. Like, you can't have everyone else and not you. He jumped on it. And then Nerve was just like, I have to get on this.
About like that. That's a drop in a fountain, keeping it counting. They all sounded like that, like what? Let's go.
Been the best experience probably of my life.
No pun intended, but it was a bit nerve-wracking at first. But yeah, no, it was a really good experience.
Took it right back to the passion and took it right back to the therapeutic and creative outlet, especially in a time where the music industry is struggling. I think it's like great to be shown that it matters to something that's deeper than just, money or fame. It's like you can really positively affect the people around you in your immediate community.
I would like to know, let's say 10 years down the track, that I could do something that was of benefit to people that are at risk, people that are vulnerable. My advice would be don't drink. Don't be a clown, sit with the pain. You have to feel it to heal it. You have to just let that sink through to process it. And you shouldn't try and run away from the things that make you feel a certain type of way.
Stop going out and stay home. That's what I would have said back then. Because I went out every day. I just regret it all. I gotta try and make my daughter's background good, Yeah, so they don't get treated like how I did.
People are quick to say that, you can't help somebody unless they help themselves. I don't believe it's true. I think that they need a reason to want to help themselves, and you can be a part of the reason that they want to help themselves.
It's important for a lot of young people to know that there are people out there that they can turn to for support. And I know sometimes they might feel nervous or don't feel like they want to burden their friends with that sort of information. But then think about if your friend, your close friend, was in a similar situation, wouldn't you want to hear their story or be in a position where you can just listen to them or help them or support them?
Regardless of what every other person wants to say about me, yeah, I look white, yeah, I do this, yeah, I do that, but I don't care. I know who I am, I know what I stand for, and I know what I want.
I hope you guys have a mad rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
It was super inspiring to see all of them come into a brand new space that was completely foreign and just shine.
Being able to see a young person's ability to just grow and flourish when pursuing something that is meaningful for them, that's passionate for them, if that can be spread among other young people and inspire them to pursue those hobbies and passions, well, it hopefully gives them the reassurance that they can achieve those things on their own, with some extra support as well.
It always chops and changes as you get older and your journey changes, what you're on track to changes, but I think as long as you know what you're going to, you'll always get there if you've got the drive. We all face challenges. I think we all need an outlet or someone to talk to, whether it's music, a friend, or a counsellor. If you or someone you know needs help, you can reach out to Anglicare Southern Queensland for support. Youth in Charge is a program to help youth experiencing drug or alcohol abuse.